While on my most recent RV trip, the right rear turn signal went out. You can see here I found a bunch of chewed up wires, which began a grand odyssey into a huge fix. Okay, so this purple wire on the light went to the yellow wire on the RV. Black wire on the RV goes to the red wire on the light. The white wire on the RV goes to the white wire on the light. The white and green wire on the RV goes to the black wire on the light. White and green is running lights. White is running lights. Yellow is backup lamp. White one is unmarked. Okay, so the white one must be power. Okay, so that's the white and green is ground. That doesn't seem good. Like a relay. I have no keys on in the truck. Okay, so I was working on the RV trailer lights, and apparently caused a much bigger issue. My truck, even when I disconnected the trailer plug, I was getting a lot of chattering from the relay and fuse box, or maybe a solenoid. I actually had to unhook both batteries on this truck in order to get it to stop. Both batteries, this battery reads 12.35 and that battery reads 12.45 volts. So I think they're okay. I'm gonna go get a tester. I have a heating element that will heat up and tell me a readout of what voltage it has. So I think the batteries are still okay, I hope. And then I'm gonna try reconnecting one of them and trying to identify where that chattering noise is coming from. I'm afraid, what I'm afraid happened is that while I was working on these trailer lights, they both started blinking, strangely enough, even though they're not wired that way. When you turn on either the left or the right turn signal, both of them would blink. So my theory is that there's a short to ground somewhere in the ground, or the frame is running 12 volts for some reason. So we will see. All of the lights are on. What's going on here? Short to ground is my best theory. This is without the keys in it. It's doing the beepy thing, like it has the keys. I don't think it has the juice to start. Lights are off. We'll turn the lights off. Maybe that's the problem. Just had the lights on. Oh, so we just sat there with the lights on, the headlights on. Told Laurel to turn the headlights off, she didn't do it. Okay, I think the truck might be okay. Might have killed the batteries. Green goes to green and white, brown to brown, yellow to yellow, red to red, big black to big black, whole bunch of whites to white, blue and blue, and orange. Blues and the orange all go together, apparently. And then black and a sort of navy blue. This is a Keystone, Montana RV, and in like 2021, it's 2025. This thing's only been driven about 2 or 3 months. Look at all this rust everywhere. They didn't use galvanized fittings, so it broke off. So I'm trying to take things off. Like everything's just built to the cheapest imaginable quality standard. Look how much nesting material pulling out of here. Insane. The mice have been making quite a nice home in here. Well, if those bolts weren't important and those plastic ties, lots of mouse nesting. So my insulation. Hey buddy, what do you think about this? What do you think about the RV? How do we fix all this? What do we do?
We fix all these wires.
Don't pull on the wires. Be very careful with those wires. We do not want to pull on them. We're gonna have even more problems.
More?
More problems, yeah.
Oh, yeah. More?
Some more chewed up wires. Exposed copper. Not good. Here you can see some of the mouse nesting. They dug out a bunch of insulation and then created nests all over the place. This is me just beginning to discover how far this extended and what all these crazy rats and mice under here had done. Not pretty. This is all nesting materials, a 5-gallon bucket full, just pulled out of the front third where the mice have been nesting, up under here, down there, and up in here, that rat. And not good. Look at all those mice nests. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, mice poop.
All that insulation.
Mice?
All that insulation is giant nests that they made under our RV. Those horrifying creatures.
Are you gonna knock it off?
I gotta clean it all out. I gotta fix all these wires. What a nightmare.
Oh, there's one nest far in there. One nest
You
there.
see any mice?
One nest there. Holy cow, you have to knock a lot out.
Well, we're gonna take this whole thing apart, clean it all up,
Look
hunt
at all
some
this
mice.
poop.
I know, isn't it gross? That's what was living in our RV with us. Gross.
That's a bumblebee.
Look at this horror show. Jeez. Well, I got a lot of the material off, but there's still mouse poo and things. Gotta get the rest of it. Probably one of the worst jobs I've ever done. Especially since there's hantavirus in these mouse poos. Yeah. Well, after that nightmare of removing all this coroplast and covered in mouse poop and pee and nasty stuff, I think I've come to the realization that sometimes it's worth it to pay somebody else to do stuff like this. Even if it costs a lot of money. My God, it's terrible. Oh, jeez. Well, here's where I'm at now. All the coroplast has been removed. You can see where the mice and rats got their insulation there and there. These were cut open for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Probably to let these pipes through, but gave the mice and rats access up there, which is not good. And there's the wires. I haven't found exactly where the wire is broken, but I found some chewed on spots. I'm sure are not great. The wiring back here is a little better than I would think, but I really don't want to put the coroplast back on, or new coroplast. It's going to be a hard job. I don't know how you get it in here all the way and do it right. Tough job. This must be one of the sewage tanks, actually. Yeah, that's a kitchen tank, I think, gray water. And then there's probably the toilet tank, one of those. The other one might be the shower tank or something. Yeah, that's the kitchen tank right there. Down there, that white tank up underneath is my freshwater tank. Here I'm going to try and blow out some of the mouse and rat turds out of the main compartment and try and blow them away and out from under the RV so I can go back and work under there without worrying about getting anything on me. It's such a gross job. Okay, so testing my RV batteries. We got, here's one, 13.18, but this is with the 120 plugged in, which charges the batteries. So I'm curious to see what it's going to say with it not plugged in. Flip the breaker. 50-amp breaker. It still claims 13. So I might need to test my heat checker deal. That'll tell me what it really has. I'll grab these. Okay. This will test the amps. Let's see. Well, that battery's still okay, thank the Lord. Thought I'd killed another battery with this thing. Make sure it's getting hot. I feel heat. Oh yeah. It works. Good. I also want to test the batteries while they're disconnected. You can see I undid the negative cable that comes over here that connects the two. They're both off now. Looks okay. And then this one. Looks to be okay as well. Okay, so taking this apart, just took the screws out to loosen the electrical outlet. Disconnected this from the cable deal. And these two orange wires go to the gray wire for the light, and the two white wires go to this white wire for the light. Okay, now that I've removed these walls, got a little room to work. Need to bring a vacuum up in here to get all this mouse turds and everything else we have in through here. Clean it up. and then I can work a little bit better. This thing is gross. Right now we're at the very back of the RV, right, Griffin Man?
Yep.
We got our new cat that is going to patrol under the RV, huh?
He's gonna eat the mice.
He's going to eat the mice.
He's eating his food right now.
And we found where the wire got broke. Here's that brown wire. Got completely chewed through and broke right there. And then all these other wires got chewed through as well. Not completely through like that other one, but they are going to need to be cut and replaced. But that may fix my ground and other problems once I get these done. So we will see. Can't imagine why I was having electrical problems. Oh man, look at that. Chewed those wires right up. Okay. Fix didn't work. I patched up all these wires right here and put new connectors on them, reconnected them, connected these wires hopefully correctly. For some reason it's not working. I wonder if I have any more chewed on wires back in there, probably behind this little tab. Trying to bring, oh, okay, I removed this tab. I don't see any wires chewed up enough to be a problem anymore. Not sure why that light is not blinking. There's my repaired end there. Okay, so I've got the emergency brakes on now. No light. No light here. Must have done something wrong. Not sure what. So I'd forgotten to reconnect these three wires right here, the two blues and the orange. Let's see if that did the trick. Feel very nervous right now. Because if it's not this, then I'm not sure what it's going to be. Oh no. Appears to have not fixed the situation. And I know that it's coming back because I have running lights when I tested those out. I'm not sure where to go next. Might try just switching the plug into a different plug on the truck. So running lights work, but the rear brake lights turning the signals do not. I'll check these wires back at the beginning. There's a red, there's a yellow, green and white, and the brown. I just checked the brown and I'm getting electrical signal all the way to the light. So the brown works now. Yep. So I've got it hooked up to the yellow now. We're going to test the yellow. You can see this picks up a signal in there on the yellow. So let's see if the yellow sends a signal all the way down. There's a lot of walking back and forth to the tail light. Oh yeah, good strong signal here at the yellow. Okay, so here's a problem that's got me fairly stumped. You can see I've just got a little short section of this wire cable that has two conductors in it, a white and a green, a white and a white green, I guess you would say. Since the jacket on this one is partially white, I'm a little confused by that. But anyways, if I just have this little tiny short section of it, and I do a test, this is continuous, it does not have a short. Now, on this electrical test, if you touch these together, that highlights red and shows a short as a connection between these two wires. So you can see with this little short example wire, there is no connection. But any which way I go on this RV now, I'm getting that same thing. So if I put the red onto the green, and then I do the, if I put the black onto this white cable, well, let me see. If I put this black onto this cable, and then the red, that's not grabbing, just a second. Clearly separated. It says they're connected. This is towards the front of the RV. It says they're connected, but it didn't do that on the test cable. So apparently somewhere these are connected. Now, I've basically cut the wire back here, going back the other direction as well, and actually cut it halfway down there by the tires too. So hypothetically, this is totally just independent cable, doesn't have any issues. But when I put black and red on it, you can see once again, it says there's a short. So these are connected somehow that way. So they're connected both ways. How does that even happen? And it's connected on the back, it says. So I don't get what's going on. Okay, so these are continuous. These are good, not shorted this way. Coming back this direction, they are. And I've got them disconnected here, so just in this little length that comes up through there, up and around, and loops up and hooked into these lights, which I've now disconnected. It's got shorts. So these ones have shorts too that connected onto these lights, and this one that went that way. So got shorts in here. Okay, so I discovered one problem. A fuse for my tail lights was burnt out. So I had to pull a fuse out of another spot, an auxiliary power thing that's not used right now, and put it back into the fuse spot. Here's a couple of burnt out fuses I have in here. Got more on order, they should be coming. Once I replaced the fuse, then the lights started to work a little bit better, but I still have bad ground. So I've been wiring things together, but I have figured out basically the lights are working again when I get the ground connected. So I just got to get this ground connected the rest of the way. I should be okay. Look at this, it works, doesn't it? Yay! We fixed it. Turn signals work. Just had to fix the ground wires and put in new wires to replace the chewed up stuff. Now we got to figure out our running lights. Okay, so the problem is fixed. The problem was a ground wire and the running lamps wire had been chewed through by a rat and merged together, and so I had a bad ground. That was right up in there in the wiring. I replaced the wiring under here and it should be good. See, emergency lights work, blinkers work, both sides work correctly now. Bad ground, I guess, is a pretty common problem. Hit the brakes! Turn off the emergency lights and hit the brakes. What? Turn off the emergency lights and hit the brakes. I can't hear you. Turn off the emergency lights and hit the brakes. Okay. Yeah, so brakes work. All the lights work now. Good deal, good deal. Done with that project.